Hey, everybody, it's Suzi Chicago. We're back for another podcast. Today, I have some wonderful ladies with me who are show promoters and comedians. They're not just show promoters, they're comedians first, and they promote shows. And I've been on some of their shows. And in fact, one was called Silver Sisters and Misters, and I'm a Silver. And it was a wonderful show. It was fabulous. Anyway, they're in San Diego, as I am. It's a beautiful San Diego day here. I'm looking out at my yard, and my garden is blooming like crazy. I see a monarch butterfly on a flower right now. Anyway, so let me introduce Pamela Wardrop and Carol Johnson. Say hello, ladies.
Hello.
Hello, you dolls. You are so cute. Anyway, so how we met was, I don't know how we actually met. Maybe at a open mic or at a show or something. I don't know. And now I feel like I get to know you better today, and everybody else. I get to share you with everybody else. I guess you'll have to take turns. We've never done this before, but tell me how, Carol, you go first. How did you get started in comedy?
Divorce.
Divorce? Oh, so if
My
I get
ex
divorced
told me
now,
I
do I have to
wasn't-
quit?
My ex told me I wasn't funny. So the minute he left, I took out my book and started writing.
You did. Good
I
for
did.
you. Good for you. And Pamela, how did you get into this? You like to be called Pam, right? You're not a Pamela.
I like to be introduced as Pamela, but in life I go by Pam.
Okay.
But cancer was the instigating factor for me. I got a scary diagnosis, and I was like, I'm not living forever, so I better start doing what I really want to do now,
Right.
not wait for retirement or whatever it is that we all wait for.
Yeah. Yeah. And I hadn't thought of doing comedy, but I too had cancer. In fact, I still have it. And I had to have my nose rebuilt. If you look at me closely, I have my whole new nose. This is not my original parts. But if you have old saggy cheeks, you can pull them up and make a nose. So they did one side, which I think is funny, but not everyone thinks it's a little dark. And then they took 9 holes. They're all melanomas, and they took them out of the top of my head. And once I got over my face, it took a long time to heal. But I had the same thing, Pamela. I just went, I'm going to start doing. And I told my husband, I no longer. Some people invited us out, and I said, I don't want to go with them. And he said, why? I said, I no longer want to be with people I don't want to be with. I don't want to waste that time. I can't get that time back. And so, which is why I say no to LA clubs a lot when they want to pay me nothing for 8 minutes. I'm like, I'm not driving 5 hours. Sorry. But so yeah, that happened for me too. And now I have one on my shoulder. Tomorrow I have a PET scan. They're just trying to make sure it's not in my bones and muscles. I hope it's not.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Well, nobody gets out of here alive, right? So
Absolutely
whatever.
true.
And I'm a pretty tough cookie. If I can have my whole face rebuilt. and I go to the plastic surgeon, but he only does reconstructive surgery. Everybody else is getting a nip, or they're pulling up their chin, or they're pulling their jowls up. I'm like, nah, just give me a nose. Anyway, he's a doll. So anyway, that was a big catalyst for me, and besides being tricked into it by some people I was having dinner with, but that's another story. And so, did you have big comedic influences?
I guess Saturday Night Live was like my biggest comedic influence for about 2014 to 2019. I was part of a group. We produced a show. We called it Friday Night Live. It was part of a conference. It was free. Don't worry, we didn't infringe on any
Copyright.
copyright stuff. But we did sketch comedy and had musical acts in between. So I really feel like Saturday Night Live was that show was the thing that really spoke to me comedically. I mean, I like comedians like Mike Birbiglia and Brian Reagan and all those guys. They're really, yeah, they're smart, man. They're absolutely brilliant,
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I wrote to Mike Birbiglia when I started because I started so late in life. I thought, where am I going with this? I mean, how much time do I have? And Mike Birbiglia, I was going to tell you, I wrote to him when I first started, and I listened to his podcast. I love his podcast. Do you listen to his podcast ever?
I do sometimes, but not
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah, I'm like a junkie for podcasts. So I wrote to him and I said, I'm 69 and starting this, and where am I going with this? I mean, how far can I go, and do whatever. And he wanted to know more about me, and at first I thought, well, maybe this isn't really him. Maybe it's some whatever. But I did write to his website and stuff, and it was him. He's wants me to write a one woman show, which I thought, well, I don't know how to write a one woman show. I mean, it's my life. Look at you, look at her. Carol knows. Well, Carol, tell me about a one woman. No, but I want to know your comedic inspiration. I mean, mine was so young. I would watch Johnny Carson and Jack Parr. So
I always watched Lucy, like all of the, Gilda Radner on SNL, just Red Skelton.
yes.
I'm old, so Soupy Sales. Too,
Yes, I
when
love
was
Soupy
little.
Sales. Give me a pie in the face.
Yeah, I always. Oh, and Danny Kaye. I
Yeah.
have such a crush on Danny Kaye. Always liked funny men. So it started very young,
Yes.
wanting to do comedy.
And I loved comedy, but I didn't think that was for me. I thought that's for other people. And here I am. And so tell me, you wrote a one woman show?
Yes, it's called Mom WTF. I just got back from New York. The audience was awesome. And I'm taking it on tour. So it's going to be fun.
Tell me how you do that. What I mean, you're taking it on tour. That's fabulous.
You just write. You just write and write till you have like an hour, and then you just find places to do your show.
Okay. Well, you guys are
started at the Fringe Festival. She started at the San Diego Fringe Festival last year.
Oh, okay. So you did it last
so much
year.
Better now.
Well, I think every time you do it, it'll get better and better, right?
It does. It keeps changing.
Yeah. And, for people who don't understand comedy or are not in the entertainment business, and I've worked in the entertainment business a lot because, I worked in the movies and TV for years as a costume designer. For women, one, you have to make your own place most of the time. I am not going to be hired by these young 25-year-olds, 30-year-olds. They're like, what is my grandma doing here? Who are you? And even if I'm funny, it won't make any difference. It's just how it is. And it's a very male-driven business still, although you guys produce shows, which I'm so delighted about. And I want other women comedians to know that can happen. But I'm a big believer in, running these businesses, and for all these years and working in film, you have to make your own room, which it sounds like you're doing, Carol.
That's true. And that's why Silver Sisters.
Yes.
Making our own space.
Yes. Yes. And because in the entertainment business, people wait too long to be picked. They're always waiting to be picked, or they're trying out, or they're auditioning, or they're doing whatever. And pick yourself. That's what I say.
That's
pick
right.
yourself. And I don't really want to produce shows, but someone said, "Oh, you should do it," and I'm focusing just on the comedy right now. But what is it like to produce a show? I mean, what is your, how long does it take? I know you did it at Mic Drop, so can we use Mic Drop as your example?
Sure. Well, you gotta be in communication with the booker and get your date, book your date, and then you have to get your lineup together. You have to have like some kind of at Mic Drop, they look for themed
Yes.
shows. So, we came up with Silver Sisters and Misters. We pitched it for, the 40 to 50 and above crowd. That would be our people. And we did a write-up that pitched it that way. And, kind of a Gen X really write-up is what we did. And they they gave us 2 shows. They gave us 2 dates to do shows. And then you got to get your lineup together, get a flyer together, get it out there on social media. Hopefully the people that you've booked are promoting it as much as you are promoting it, to try to get, butts in seats and all that kind of stuff. At the end of the day, like when you're promoting a new show, it's really better. The most important thing is to have butts in seats and not worry about how many tickets you're actually selling, because the show's got to, get some momentum. It's got to build itself up. So we didn't focus on making money. On those first 2 shows, we focused on, getting the word out there, getting a lineup that we were really happy with, and getting butts in seats, even if we were giving away comps. And both of the shows that we did went really, really well. And we didn't have to go to Mic Drop. They asked us if we wanted to do it again.
Oh. You're doing a Mother's Day show, right?
Well, that date got changed. Our next show is going to be June 19th, which is it's a split of our
birthday. Yes. See, I follow you guys, so I pay attention. Okay.
So that's going to be our birthday edition show, which will be a lot of fun. What else, Carol?
And then we have World Menopause Day, which is what date? August?
That's
August?
No, that's October 18th.
October 18th.
And then we have a August 2nd date. Those are the next 3 shows at the Mic Drop.
Yeah.
But we reached out to the Grand, and we're talking to them about doing the Silver Sisters up at the Grand in Escondido.
Yeah, they're right around the corner from me.
Are they?
Pretty close. I'm in San Marcos, so yeah, they're really.
We even did stickers.
Oh, I love it! I don't have a sticker. I collect stickers. I put them on my joke books. When I write stuff in. So
next time you see us.
Well, I hope the Grand responds. Who's there? Who sold out shows was Vicky Barbalock. Do you know her?
Oh yeah, Vicky.
Yeah, Vicky. Anyway, I had never seen her. I'd only seen clips. And so my husband and I went to see her, and she's pulling this candy out of her bra and throwing it into the audience.
Oh,
and it was so fun. It was, I don't know. It was really fun. Anyway, but I hope they say yes, because, they need some more interesting shows. I was thinking of a theme.
Women.
And more women. Exactly. And is Mic Drop owned by women though?
One of the owners is.
Yeah,
definitely one is.
One is, okay. And because it's a lot of guys. I was just up in LA and there were all guys.
Yeah. So many guys.
They called me Auntie, Grammy, Granny. It was yeah, I'm used to it. I don't care. I told my grandson, don't make me a great grandma yet. I'm not ready for that. Which he could do. And I wanted to do a show. I have a son who's on the spectrum, and I have a whole bit that I'm working on about raising him, and he's very smart. And I meet so many comedians who are on the spectrum, and I just wonder, I'm going to see a woman in Poway who raised an autistic kid, and she's sort of a motivational speaker. I'm going to go see her at the end of the month. Yeah, at the end of the month. And I'll be making notes for my own purposes. but I don't know. There's so much neurodiversity now with this younger generation, but there must be a lot of parents of those kids that might be comedians and might have some funny things to say, because parenting a non-neurotypical kid, it was probably the biggest challenge of my life. And
that could be your one-woman show.
It could be. I used to call him Tornado Boy.
That would be great.
And and I'm an artist, so I have drawings, and I used to do autism conventions for parents, and I was a big proponent of not trying to cure it and spend your whole time looking for a cure for this kid. deal with who you have and what you have and teach to their strengths. Don't just think about, oh, autism, he's not normal. There's much more to them. And my son now is so I mean, he's been independent for years, but he has his own vacuums were his love. And he has his own vacuum store and has been working in that industry and is incredibly successful because I would buy him used vacuums from garage sales and stuff, and he'd take them apart and fix them. And I don't know how he knows how to fix them. I never knew. He knew how. He would draw cross sections all the time, and I'm like, how do you know what a submarine looks like? When were you in a submarine? So anyway, but okay, so that's what it's like to produce the show. And when you're starting your first show, were you nervous? Were you like, oh my God, what if no one comes? Well, you knew people were coming. We all had reserved our seats, but were you nervous? Or was this like just an extension of your comedy?
Well, Silver Sisters was not actually the first show that I produced. I produced a couple of shows before that at Mic Drop. They were fundraisers. So if I go all the way back there, I was like, oh, how am I going to get people in here?
Yeah.
But when we did Silver Sisters, it was like the third or fourth show that I had produced there. So
I see. Okay.
I had figured a couple of things out by then.
Yeah. She's good at it. That's why I let her do all the heavy lifting.
I see. She's the businesswoman.
I'm the business. She gives me more credit than I'm due, to be honest.
Aw, look at you guys. Anyway, it's wonderful. But it was such a good vibe, your show that I did. I mean, that's what I loved about it. I've done a lot of shows. I mean, I was over on the stage 100 times. Well, Carol, you produce a show too, though, at Space Bar.
Female energy, there's nothing better than an all-woman lineup. And it's just magical everywhere and anywhere that happens. Yeah. It's always spectacular.
Yeah, I agree.
We do let the misters join us.
We do, because we don't discriminate.
Kill me now. Oh my. Oh boy, did you just say it. All right. So how did you you
guys can edit that out later.
No, don't edit it. That's the best part. No, those are the parts I love. And how did you guys meet?
Go ahead, Carol.
Doing comedy.
Yeah, we were at the Comedy Palace.
Yeah,
which is what Mic Drop
used to be.
Was Mic Drop, and we were volunteering for their show, their festival, the Big Pine that they used to put on or something.
But back then it was called the San Diego Comedy Festival.
Right. Yeah. So we were volunteering for that, and then COVID happened. But that's how we met.
Okay. So have you guys had some funny stories about doing shows or going places?
I haven't. No funny ones.
No
funny ones.
Well,
awful ones.
I have a funny one. Like, this is when I was first starting out. I went to a mic and I did my thing, and my one of my instructors was there. And when I got done, all I wanted to do was talk to my instructor. And I got stopped by this guy on my way out the door. And he goes, I'm from Indiana, and I had talked about it in my bit, right?
And I love that.
Huh?
I love that because I'm a Midwestern girl.
Yeah, there you go. And he goes, I used to live in Indiana. And I was like, oh, yeah. And he goes, I lived in Terre Haute. And I was like, okay, and he goes, do you know what's in Terre Haute? I'm like, not, I don't know. He goes, it's mainly a prison. So as the story unfolded, he was doing 3 years in prison for selling drugs.
Nice.
And I was like, all I wanted to do was go talk to my instructor, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay, great. Thanks for letting me know. I'll see you later, So I get to my instructor, and my instructor goes, why were you talking to him? I said, he's one to let me know he used to live in Indiana.
Yeah.
And he goes, well, he's got some really good pot. If you ever want any, this is before it was legal. He goes, if you ever want any, he's the man to go to. And I was like, I don't smoke pot. And he goes, ever? I go, no,
Ever.
not for like 35 years.
Yeah.
I thought it was hilarious.
Yes, I do. I love that he was in Indiana where he lived and, then told you. Yeah. Yeah.
He wanted to connect with me over being in prison in Indiana.
I know. I could see why he would.
Prison babe.
Yeah. Yeah. I, because of my age, I see a lot of that white powder in clubs. I can spot them a mile away. My kids used to call me the airport dog because I know what they're high on and who's high. In fact, I was at when I was up in Hollywood, they said, "Tell me, what do you think he's on?" And I looked, I said, "No, I think he's just got mental illness. I think that's just, he may do drugs also, but that isn't what's causing this." And so I say, they never offer that white powder to Grandma Fun Fun. Nobody offers it to me.
Rude.
So, but rude. Well, it's okay. I wouldn't do it anyway. So,
Yeah.
so sorry, guys.
Offer.
What?
At least they can offer.
They could. It's rude to not share your toys or your whatever. Yeah. I mean, if it was a sandwich, there were cookies, would they offer? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, but it's a whole, people say, oh, comedy. It's so, or when I worked in the movies, oh, how glamorous. Not so much, right? Correct. Yeah. I've seen a lot of bad behavior. People acting badly, not women so much. I hate to say this, guys. And I'm not, gonna edit that either. Because I don't edit that. What's it like to be a female comedian, and young and beautiful? Nobody's hitting on me. I don't, the nice part about my age is the hunt is over. There's no guys hunting me like they did when I was younger and gorgeous. I mean, and they know I'm married too. So the older ones, a few older ones, I'm like, no, I got one like you at home. It's okay. I gave the office. And
I've done that.
So yeah, exactly. A few times. And so what's it like for you guys? I mean, you've been doing this quite a long time. What was it like when you started? Was it worse than it is now? I mean, was it better now? Did the guys come on to you? Did producers try to get you for trade something for stage time?
Darn it, I missed that part. I'm invisible. That's the great part of being older. You can just do your own thing. You don't have to worry about it. But I do have more young guy friends than I've ever had in my entire life.
Yeah.
So there's that.
I love.
No one's ever wanted to barter anything with me. I'm former military, so I don't know. I put off some vibe that I used to do a joke. I used to go, I've never been sexually harassed. What's wrong with me? Hashtag not me.
Not me. Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't, whatever that is, I just don't vibe it. So
that's good. Tell me a little about the military, because they would take one look at me and go, no, I mean, even when I was 20, they'd be like, no, wrong fit. What did you do in the military?
I had two different jobs. I joined when I was 17. I took my oath when I was 17, and I went in undesignated and ended up being a bosun's mate, which is totally not me. Like I just didn't even know who I was. So I ended up being this bosun's mate. But then when it came time to re-enlist, I got a school, and I was a cryptologist the last 6 years I was in it. Yeah. So
cool.
So I was at both ends of the spectrum. I had this knuckle dragging job, for the first 5 years that I never did. My first duty station was in New Orleans, Louisiana, and I was stationed there for 5 years, which is unheard of.
Mhm.
And I worked for the Commander Naval Reserve Forces, and we wrote the orders for the active duty reservists. So
Oh.
I did that. So I was never on I was in for 11 years. I was never on a ship. I, I I'm like I was treated like a princess when I was in the Navy. Like I got
I prefer
everything
that.
I got everything I wanted, and it was really a good thing for me.
Yeah. My best friend in Albuquerque, she was in I think ROTC. Her father was a one-star general, but she went into the Army. And she's about 5'2" on a good day and about 95 pounds. Maybe she is 115 now. And I saw a picture of her, and she was a paymaster. She has her gun on her hip, and her gun goes almost all the way down to her knees. That's how little she is. And anyway, she was a badass, man. And she outranked her husband when she met him, which I just think is great. I said, "Does he have to salute you in bed, or how does that work out?" She didn't answer. And anyway, yeah, and my brother, was in the Marines in Vietnam, and I knew after he was much older than I was. I knew that was never going to be for me. That even if they gave me the GI Bill, if they gave me GI Jane, whatever they gave me, I just no, I don't have the teeth. So I really admire you for doing that. And but a ship, who wants to be on a ship with all those guys? Ugh!
No, I didn't want to be on a ship.
Yeah.
I got really lucky. That's one of the things that the men in the Navy, they would get mad about. Like, you're just going to take up one of my shore duty billets. Like that.
Oh.
That was the attitude back when I was in.
Yeah.
And there's truth in it. But because
Somebody's got to do the work. Why not you?
exactly. And for me, I just wanted to get away from Evansville, by God, Indiana. You know what I mean? I just was looking for my way out.
I see your point. I've been there. Yes. I totally see your point. Yeah. Yeah. I spent a lot of time in Indiana just because, I was near Chicago. And one of the places I used to go, my friend's father their parents had this house at Kuntz Lake. Kuntz Lake sounds like you're married to your first cousin just for the name in itself.
Sure.
And but I spent a lot of time going there and some other places. My daughter went to Indiana University. And so I was in Brown County. That's a little different. That's kind of artsy, and I don't know. It's like hippies meets farmers. It's pretty crazy, actually. But, so Indiana is a nice place to visit.
Exactly.
And where are you from, Carol?
San Diego, but I do have cousins in Indiana, right outside
do?
Gary.
Are they related to Pam? No.
They might be. You never know.
No.
And have you ever done? I didn't tell you I was going to ask you this questions, but I did 23andMe and the other one, Ancestry.com. Have you ever done that? Were you surprised at all what you found out?
Me, I was very surprised. Mary
Yeah?
Boland's like my great-great-grandmother 500 years ago.
Really?
But that
Wow.
explains my childhood and my mom, so it totally makes sense.
Okay. I don't know what explains my childhood and my mom. I found out I was half Jewish, which I was raised as an Episcopalian, and my father never went to communion or anything, and now I know why, because he was Jewish. And they never mentioned that. Nobody mentioned that before they died.
Wow.
And then they didn't mention that my mother was part black, that my great 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 grandmother was a slave. And I've got the kinky hair, which I do a lot of product. And my one kid has really dark skin, and my other kid has the neat, sort of the black facial features, and I would kill for my son's lips. Actually, that doesn't sound right, but he's these big full lips. I'm like, you didn't get those from me. Anyway, I guess he did, but okay, you never did that. All right, well,
Those were more connected than we were led to believe throughout history.
yes,
And I think it's a wonderful thing to be a melting pot of everyone.
I do too, and it explains a lot about me. So I entertained getting bat mitzvahed, and I thought, no, I'm not a joiner. I'm not a religion person, so I okay, I'm just, culturally Jewish, and we'll leave it there. So, and now I wear a little star around my neck. I won't even get into the political part of that, but people are nuts. I tried to do a bit at Lestat's about Santa being Jewish, and I got shut down by pro-Palestine people. They were like yelling stuff at me, so I had the
Oh my God.
good sense to switch bits.
Wow.
Yeah, it was Christmas time. I came dressed as Mrs. Santa because every year I've been Mrs. Santa in my husband's business, and I really like this role. I have this white curly wig, and I love being Mrs. Santa. I don't know what that is all about. I don't know. I don't care for Mr. Santa, but I just like Mrs. Santa. But anyway, so yeah, so I found that out. Okay.
Well, I'm sure she does all the work anyway. So
Yeah.
Well, I was wondering about that. They have all those elves, and who does what? That's what I want to know. And then people say, "Oh, AI is going to take over your job," and I'm like, they could come take over my housework anytime. Give me that robot from the Jetsons. Give me Rosie. I'm
Yeah.
ready. You know who that is, Rosie?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. Anyway, so as far as being a female comic, back to that. What advice could you give people who are just starting, which I would consider myself? And, what are some experiences that have taught you things about, being a female comic?
I think this is you, Carol.
Pamela.
You, Carol.
He's telling my husband an actual, and I'm like, no, you tell it. You tell it.
Don't stop. Just,
Yes.
Live your life. I don't do the morning pages. I just can't do that. I just live my life and the funny comes. And don't get bummed out by open mics. Just keep motoring through it.
Yeah.
Because open mics are just pretty much listening to your own voice. And if you can even get a smile out of another comedian, then that joke will pretty much kill on stage.
Yeah.
Maybe the advice is find your tribe, find a group of supportive people that you trust, and go where they go, and kind of form your own group.
Yeah.
Carol and I, we did that. Like we started like in 2019 is when we started doing comedy, and in March of 2020 is when the world shut down. And
great timing, girls.
Yeah,
I know.
exactly. So it was Carol and I and Dr. Mo and
I
another
love
one.
her.
Yeah, exactly. Dr. Mo and Kathy, who's moved away to Oregon. And Dr. Mo was really the person that had all the connections and had all the setup. But we did we did Zoom comedy show fundraisers on Zoom once a month for like over a year. And when she said we're going to do a fundraiser once a month, I was like, let's do every 3 months.
Yeah.
That's a lot. She was like, no. And I don't know. We raised a couple of $1,000 for the food bank, for the San Diego food bank. And, but, I'm sad that Cappy's not here, but us, Carol, me, Dr. Mo, we're still like,
cool.
We're still close.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Dr. Mo produces her show too. And, so anyway, my thing would be find your tribe, find your group, find the community, or create the community that you're looking for.
Yeah, that's really good advice. Yeah, you know Allah, right? Our Russian.
Oh yeah, I love Allah.
Allah and I met the first day. We took a class together, and we met the first day. And she and I were both early, and of course, everyone else was late. And welcome to comedy. And we hit it off, and she's pretty much been it for me. To hang out with or to do things with, and but we don't write or anything together. She texts me every day, which is a really nice thing. And she has a show now, and I'm really thrilled. Have you been on her show yet? Are you going to be on her show? I thought I saw one of you.
I've done her show.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think we might be doing her show together.
Yeah, it's at the end of this. It's not this
22nd?
Wednesday. Yeah,
April?
yeah.
Yeah.
So we will be.
So I'll see you there.
You will. Cool. I love that. And yeah, and I'm also up in North County, so there aren't a lot of comedians up in North County that are women. I happen to
Right.
run into what is Jim's last name? His wife, I do weight training a couple days a week.
Oh, Jim
And
Billingsley.
yes, his wife goes to PT there, and so I see him, and I saw him at your show as well. And but he walked in, he goes, "I know you from somewhere." It was at your show, and I'm totally, I'd seen him at the PT place, and I was like, "I don't remember you." And I was thinking of comedy, and so and then finally he goes, "Wait, you go to Longevity?" I'm like, "I do. I weight train every twice a week." So, yeah, so it's a small world, but, I see him doing his morning pages while he waits for her, and, they adopted a beautiful golden retriever who I just love. Yes, yes. Anyway, so I don't know anyone else really up here who's, doing comedy. Most people are in San Diego somewhere. Well, not there's a few up here, but anyway,
Got to
so I
go
don't.
over to Oceanside for another group.
Yeah?
Yeah, the Jazzy Wishbone people and
Oh, with yes, I went there. I did an open mic there once, and by the time I got up at 11:30 or whatever it was, I was one of the last people. There were about 4 people left there, and the guy in front of me could not. He was so drunk, he just sat down on the stage. He never even got on the stage. He just sat on.
oh wow.
Yeah, that was. I say open mics for people. They're like hot dogs. You don't really know what's inside until you get there. And, I'm tough, so I don't care. One time Al and I were there. Remember who's Johnny who lights things on fire?
Oh yeah, Johnny Bello.
Yeah, Johnny Bellows. He lit something on fire. And she's like, "What? I'm out of here." And I said, "Oh, it's magic papers." She goes, "What are magic papers?" I said, "Well, magicians use them. They put themselves out. Don't worry. He's not going to start a fire here." Well, you hope. And, um, yeah, that was a funny day with her. She doesn't do open mics at all. She doesn't like open mics. And, but I love them. I don't know. I like being with comedians too. They make me laugh. So even when
I'll-
they're not on stage.
I'll mention one more. I'm a part of the Armed Services Arts Partnership.
Yeah, I do that. I do the Encinitas one. Is that the one you're talking about? One of the ones.
Yeah, that's our open mic.
Mhm.
That's one of the open mics. I'm going to run one of their open mics on it's starting the fourth Thursday of every month, and it's going to be in La Mesa. So it starts this month. But April 23rd is the first one, but also the Armed Services Arts Partnership. It's for active duty military, veterans, family members, and caretakers. And all of the classes are free, 100% free if you're in one of those categories. So it's
Tell me the categories again. Active, veterans, and what else?
Veterans, family members of veterans, or caretakers. So if your dad was in the military,
World War II, tank commander.
There you go. And your brother was a Marine. So there you go. And there's all kinds of classes. They got a comedy boot camp. They've got a storytelling boot camp. They've got voiceover. They just did a podcast one. There's dance classes. I mean, it's really an amazing program. It's asapasap.org.
Thank you. ASAP. We'll put that in the show notes. asapasap.org.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, and on our business and what feeds me, which is not comedy or podcasting, my husband designs knives. He's a knife maker, and he has for over 40 years, like the bayonet for the military years ago. And he does all kinds of stuff. He designed the last knife for the what was it? It was in Europe, and they're in a fight. I can't think of who it was. Ukrainian,
Right.
for the Ukraine army. He just did that a couple years ago. And Allah says, "You're fighting my people." And so I'm surrounded by military people all the time, and I love them. I always have, but I mean, I do. I love walking in a room and having 20 young men stand up and say, "Good morning, ma'am," or whatever they say to me. They're so respectful. And it's unlike
That would be fun.
unlike the kids that are still in their pajamas and slippers walking down the street.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't even get me started. Uh, that and people just get dressed. And so we do a lot of work, and I work with Navy SEALs. And in fact, a Navy SEAL was here a couple years ago. I fell on my own patio. I need adult supervision. I say that all the time, and I'm serious about that. I didn't have my house key, and I thought I'll run around the back. And we had this Navy SEAL with us. We just come back from the airport in an Uber, and I tripped over my own chairs that were in the backyard that have been there in the same place for 6 years. I don't know. I forgot they were there. I was running in the dark. I should not run. And I went flying over the chairs and hit my head first. And I woke up, and he was putting me on the couch. And so I thought, oh, it's good to have a Navy SEAL around. My husband could do that on his best day. And he said, I think you need to go to the hospital. And he's, trained. So he goes, I think you need to go to the hospital. I said, why? And he said, well, you have a tennis ball coming out of your forehead right now. I'm pretty sure you must have some brain. Yeah, it was good. It was funny, actually. It was a whole funny thing. I laughed the whole time because they kept measuring this bump with a tape measure because it was getting bigger and bigger. And then it would get bigger, and they'd say, oh, you need another scan. We got to make sure you don't have a brain bleed, which I think is a good thing. So they kept giving, and I said, I'm not going to have a brain bleed. I have a hard head. I'm okay. And I didn't. They scanned me 3 times in 4 hours, and I didn't have one, but they kept me there for a while. But thank goodness I had that Navy SEAL here because I'd still be on the patio. It was up to the paramedic. Although paramedics, we had to call the paramedics one time about a couple of years ago, and those boys showed up. I was like, whoa, I should have called you earlier. Whoa. So it's not nice for grandma to say those things, but
I was at Mimi's in Mission Valley, and I met a friend for lunch, and when I got there, there was this woman, and she was surrounded by EMT guys. I go, what happened? She goes, oh, I think she felt faint. I went, that's all it takes?
I'm feeling kind of faint.
I feel faint.
The vapors.
But every time I actually have an opportunity to take advantage of something like that, I totally forget. Like I was involved in this. I was driving. I was a duty driver while I was in the Navy, and I was going across the Greater New Orleans Bridge back when they only had one, and it was afternoon traffic, and I stopped. And I looked in my rearview mirror, and I knew the guy behind me wasn't going to stop.
Oh.
And he crunched the back of the car, and I was like holding on, and the police came, and I had to call the duty office. They're like, how are you? I'm like, I'm okay, but the car. They're like, what happened to the car? What happened? I'm like, I told them what happened. They're like, you got to get the car to the base. You got to get the car. Make sure, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay. So I talked to the police. I called them back, and they're like, did you get the car taken? I'm like, yeah, I got the car taken care of. And I'm like, but
thoughtful of them.
I know. I'm like, but I need a ride, like I need a ride to the, back to base. And they're like, we called you an ambulance. I'm like, I don't need an ambulance. I just need a ride.
And a tow truck. Yeah.
And so here's the funny thing is like, so the ambulance comes and it's on the wrong side. So I see them. So I'm like waving, hey, I'm over here. This is who you're looking for. So they come over, and then they go, "Do you have any neck pain?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, all the way." And they're like, "Okay, we're gonna lay down. We're gonna tape your head to this board." I was like, "What?" Yeah, it's protocol. We have to. I said, "I'm moving my neck just fine. It just hurts." And they said, "Well, you can refuse." I said, "I refuse." Right. So then they're like, "Okay, get on the stretcher." I'm like, "I don't need to be on a stretcher. Can't I just get in the back of the ambulance and just you guys just give me a ride over there?" And they're like, "No, we must insist that you get on the stretcher." So I felt like the biggest lame-o ever, but I got on the stretcher and they took me over there and you know, then I went to get up off of the stretcher.
Mhm.
All of those muscles, they were all like, I could only get up so far. Like I literally could not lift myself up because I
Wow.
had just whatever had just whipped. I had whiplash for real,
Mhm.
but it somehow it was all the muscles all the way down to my abdomen. So
Wow.
anyway, I could have been like, "Oh my God, I need help." I just never think of it when I actually really could take advantage of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll have to remember that, really take advantage of it because they wanted to call the Navy SEAL said we better call an ambulance and I said, "No, I'm not paying $3,000 to ride to the airport. I'm going to call my next door neighbor. She'll get up out of bed at 10:30 at night," which she did. And I have the best neighbor. And she drove us and because my husband doesn't drive anymore. And, yeah, yeah, so I have to remember that, take advantage of that, yeah, and when I go to the grocery store, I do have a thing for firemen, I must say. I joke that I mean, they talk about parallel universes, I said, "I hope there's one for me where a fireman is just doing the fireman carry with me, just carrying me around, I don't wanna be doing anything else, just to throw me over your shoulder and take me someplace." And, that's all I want. Anyway, but I'm in the grocery store and I'll see the fire truck is in the parking lot and I'll go, "Ooh. Oh, okay. Firemen are here shopping." I always have to look in their cart, like, "What's in there? What are they buying?" And they all
When you
can
walk,
cook.
when you walk by him, Susie, just go, "Oh, I feel a pain."
Oh,
That's all you got to do, Susie.
yeah, okay. Oh, they're so cute, and they're always, and they're always so nice and helpful, like, I'm short, so I have a hard time getting things off the top shelf, and the last time they were there, I was down the aisle a ways, I wasn't even looking at them, and I was trying to get the thing, I was standing on the bottom shelf trying to get to the top shelf, they said, "Ma'am, let us help you." I'm like, "Okay." And they came in and helped me. They got what I needed. So, anyway, I do love a good fireman. Anyway, so what do you guys have going? Carol, you're taking your one woman show on the road. Where are you going on the
Yes, I
road?
am. I'm in the San Diego Fringe Festival in May.
Tell me about
The
that when you're done. I want to know. I don't know anything about it. So,
the Hollywood Fringe in June.
okay.
Green Bay in July.
Green Bay,
Never been to
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, but I do like cheese. And then Scotland for the big festival in August.
Oh, wow.
I've always
I've heard
wanted to
about
go.
that.
So
And you applied. That's great. Yeah, that's my goal. This year I'm starting to apply. I'm going to do a Hollywood festival that's up there in June, I think. You're going to Green Bay at a good time though to go to Green Bay.
oh,
And
that's good to know. I've never been.
right. And where you're going to be is you're going to be right at the base of Wisconsin was a mitten. The finger is called Door County.
Okay.
And if you can take a day, it's right at Green Bay. You just drive up there. It is a beautiful, quaint, I don't know, like nowhere else. I spent my childhood summers in Door County. My
Oh, okay,
folks had
that's
a
well. This was meant to be, so I could learn about that because I wondered what am I going to do when I'm there. So
Oh,
that'll
Door
be
County's
fun.
beautiful. Go on the bay side, not the lake side. The lake side, it's not as nice as the bay side. Yeah, my parents my aunt had a summer cottage up there too, and so when I wasn't in camp in Vermont, I was up there, and yeah, I love it. I would have loved to take my husband there before he would have. He's from Brooklyn, and so he loves all quaint places like that. But it's not that quaint. It's pretty touristy now, I think. But
Yeah, I'm sure.
yeah, we had our family reunion there many years ago, and that was really nice. And we had a putt-putt golf. My other love is putt-putt golf. If I could be on a professional tour, if there is one, I would be on that. And, my family are all golfers. I only like putt-putt golf, and, uh, I don't need to follow a ball to take a walk in the woods. I don't. And,
agree.
yeah, so anyway, so we had this they're very competitive. And so, and I won one of the tournaments, and the men were not happy about that in my family because they were trying to kill each other practically over this silly putt-putt golf. I said, "Go play real golf. This is for us people who like to have fun." Anyway, tell me about a fringe festival or the fringe festival you're doing, LA. They have one
All
here?
all Fringe festivals are great. They are a collection of the wildest plays, solo shows, storytelling, carnival, dance, improv groups all together for a couple of weeks. And in Scotland
Wow.
for a whole month, 2000.
Wow.
And it's just a wonderful, wonderful experience to see all of these creative people. It's so much fun.
And so if like LA, are you gonna just be there for your show, or are you gonna be there the whole time? I don't know how long it
I'm just
lasts in LA.
Yeah, LA, I'm only doing 3 shows, because that's all I wanted to do, and they
Yeah.
let me, so that was nice. So I just drive up and back.
Oh my goodness
Yeah, LA is
gracious.
not that far, but it's at a
Oh.
woman-owned theater, which I
Oh,
love, so
yeah. Yeah.
couldn't be more perfect.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, we just drove up there. It was about 3.5 hours. I went to see Leanne Morgan last year, and she was in Thousand Oaks. Never going to that venue again unless I'm playing it, and I doubt I will, but, it took us 5 hours to get there, and I had a meeting of the same people who manage her. I don't know why they manage me, and it's how I found my lovely producer who we're working with.
Nice.
Anyway, but, I wanted to meet her, but I couldn't get there in time. I got there as her opener was opening Karen Mills for her, and, it was less to come home, but, it's a lot. The traffic, it could be a lot.
Yeah, one of my best friends lives in Thousand Oaks, so now she's geographically undesirable. We try
GUD.
to meet we
Yeah.
try to meet up, like, in between
In Orange
sometimes.
County someplace?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I joked with I was with Alla and her husband, and my brother used to when he was getting treatment at Cedars-Sinai, I drove him from San Diego there twice a week.
Wow.
And I did that drive. I learned how to drive in California after I moved here because 'cause I've only been here for 9 years. Uh, because I had to drive him to Cedars-Sinai, which was down the street from Musso and Frank, so that was pretty good. I love Musso and Frank. Have you ever been there?
No.
Oh my gosh, it's like they have 2 rooms there. It's on Hollywood Boulevard where all the tourists go, but the guys wear little red jackets that work there, it's like it's something out of the 40s, 50s, and on the bar side, there's this long bar and there's some tables, and that's where, like, Frank Sinatra or The Who or the Beatles, they had their own tables there. And,
Nice.
you don't go for the food, you go to watch the people watching there is the best, better than any airport I've ever been in. It is amazing. So I do love Musso and Frank, and, so that was down the street, so that was my reward. We wouldn't go there every time, but I did love it. Okay, so you're gonna do that. So a fringe festival, you're gonna tour and can you just leave where you live? I mean, does somebody have to watch your place, or do you have pets or anything like
Yeah,
that?
yeah, I'll just close it up and leave. It's nice.
Oh, how nice. How nice. And what's up for you, Pamela? Pam?
Well, tomorrow night I'm at Mike Drop. I mentored one of those ASAP comedy boot camp classes, and they're
Mhm.
doing their first showcase tomorrow night at Mike Drop.
Oh, I saw that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Mhm.
So I'll be there, and I get to perform a little, but it's really not so much about me as it is about them,
Yeah.
you know. And then Thursday night, the Lazy River found a new home.
I know, I'm gonna be on it. Are you on it too?
I'm on it
Alright,
too.
that's where I first met you, at Lazy River. You were the host.
Where's the new home?
Do you remember the name of the?
Yeah, I
It's
just sent
still
it
in
to
OB.
Oh,
Yeah, it's an OB, and I just sent a picture to wait a minute, let me just look on my phone. I just sent a
Thursday, it might
picture
be
of it to Ala. Hold on.
Well, I wanted you to.
It's at the North Side Tavern. And at the North Side Tavern, if you can see this on my phone, can you see this? There's a big shark on the roof of the building.
Oh, that'll be easy to find.
Yeah, yeah. Candygram is what I said when I first saw that. If you watched Saturday Night Live in the 70s,
Yeah.
Candygram. And so, yeah, and I love Jesse. Do you love Jesse?
Of course, I love
him.
Jesse. He was one of my first mentors, first
Yeah.
teachers.
Mine too.
He
Me
wasn't
too.
the one that I was talking about before.
No? Okay.
Just so we're clear. Okay.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I took my first one was with Tony Calabrese. I took his, and then I found Jesse. And Jesse directed, he worked with me for my special to get ready for my special. And I just love that man. And I also worked with Lisa Sunstad at Pretty Funny Women. But
Nice.
I'm not a pretty funny woman, I decided. But that's another story. I am
Okay.
funny and I'm pretty funny, but I don't know. It's not my jam. So I love my husband, Nobody there loves their husband. Mm-mm.
Oh.
So they're like, what are you talking about? Anyway, Ala and I like, oh, sorry, long time marriage, happy marriage. I mean, I didn't start out that way, but I have been.
Well, you picked good.
I think I did pick good, and I like nice people. I mean, why? I worked in the movies, and there are a lot of a-holes in the movies, a lot of them, and a lot of egos and whatever. And I was always nice to everybody, and I always took the high road. It was pointless to be nasty and bring the whole crew, like 100 people down. But people have tantrums all the time behind and in front of the camera, and because of that, the guys that came and filmed my special came from New Mexico, where I worked in film.
Nice.
They came and they did another series for us a few years ago about my husband taught people how to make knives. He has a 12-part series on that. When I called them, they actually, they were just, I don't know, they were so pleasant to work with. And, so it pays to be nice to people. Just, you never know. And I don't want someone saying, "Oh, she was the worst person I ever worked with." Please don't say that about me. I mean, I want that, and I am a people pleaser, by nature. I am. I couldn't be in comedy if I wasn't, I think. But I don't know. I think it's just so important, and in this business too. I see, as I said, I've seen a lot of bad behavior, and I never see bad behavior from Jesse ever, ever, ever.
Me either.
And yeah. So I love him. Okay, so you have that coming up tomorrow. You have Thursday. We'll be at what are they still going to call it? Lazy River?
I believe so.
Okay, I haven't seen
Still
the flyer yet, so I don't know.
I haven't either, but I think it's just like the Silver Sisters can be anywhere. I think the Lazy River show can be anywhere.
Yeah.
That's what I think, but I could be wrong. Sunday night, I'm at Mike Drop. We're doing a fundraiser for Make-A-Wish.
I'm there too.
You're there too?
We'll both be there.
Oh,
For
nice.
Dr. Mose.
Yeah.
I saw her fundraiser, right, for Make-A-Wish.
Dr. Mose producing that. And then on the 20th, I get my results. I've been trying to get into this screenplay writing program at the Writers Guild up in LA. It's for veterans.
Oh.
And I have a YouTube channel called Pam Without a Plan, but
Why am I just fighting about that today? Why am I this many years old and I just Pam without a plan? Okay, go on.
People should follow her on there.
Okay, yes. They should follow on Suzi Chicago too. But yes, Pam without a plan. With a name like that, you must follow her.
Yeah. So I actually wrote the pilot for Pam Without a Plan. That's what I used as my writing sample to get into the program. So every year I've been like a finalist, but I haven't gotten in. So this is my third year. So I've got big deal, cross fingers. Okay. But I've kind of been thinking maybe along the lines of what you mentioned earlier is like, well, if I don't get in, why don't I have a pilot now? Why don't I just do it? and I can
Yeah.
put it on my own YouTube channel.
Exactly. We don't have to wait for them to pick us anymore. Do it if
That's
you don't
right.
get in. And do it
Exactly.
anyway, even if you get in this. Do it
Yeah.
anyway. Absolutely. Someone's writing a pilot about me. And I don't know who wants to watch that, but anyway, they are. And but I've never written a pilot. But it sounds like you guys both do a lot of writing.
Well, I find like writing, that's heavy duty. It's a lot of work.
Writing. Tell me
Carol
what Pam
doesn't give her
without a
enough. Do you notice that Carol doesn't give herself enough credit?
I know and humility is an endearing quality in people.
but
What's
but
Pam without
still,
a plan about? Is it too much to let out of the bag, or
no, it's not too much. It's based on real events. It's not 100% true, but it's based on real events, like how I found out I got cancer, and then what that propelled my whole life into after that.
yes?
You know,
Okay.
so it's I would say it's a dramedy. It's not just a
Yeah.
straight comedy. It's
Yeah.
it's got some intense moments in it.
Mhm.
But like I said, I've got it written now. Like if they don't take me, then I think I'm every year I've expanded my skills
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
abilities. So like every year I've submitted a better product to them.
Yeah.
And so like but I've also been trying to rearrange my life while I was doing that. So I really didn't have time to focus as much as I wanted to just on
Mhm.
increasing skills, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
So now I kind of got the money thing figured out. I got the job thing figured out.
Okay.
So like this year, if I don't get in, I have I have the bandwidth to really focus on increasing my skills so that if I do want to get in next year, I probably am going to be a really good candidate.
Yeah.
I say that, but I do know that every year I've done better. Like the first year, I only submitted like 15 pages. And then last year, I wrote a short film. And then this year, I wrote a whole pilot. So
Yeah.
every year, I've expanded myself.
And if you need help if you do your pilot, if you need
Mm-hmm.
help, I can be your free wardrobe person. I am,
Oh.
you know, many years of that, and that's what to wear is my thing. That's what I should be called, is what to wear. Pam without a plan. I'm not. Everyone gets a. You probably don't know this. Everyone gets a nickname from me.
Oh.
Everyone gets one. Allah's nickname is Bingo, and that's from one of her jokes. And you're going to be Pam without a plan. You just gave yourself. I'm never going to call you anything else. In my whole family, we all call each other. My husband has many nicknames. The better I know you, the more names you get. So Pam without a plan is just so that has to go. That has to go as a pilot. That has to.
Has to.
So this writing group up in LA, though, do they submit the pilot to the studios? I mean, how do you get in? That's the hardest part, because when I worked there, everybody had a screenplay, everybody had a pilot. They were trying to push on every director who came through, or the producers or whatever. So there's a lot out there, and it's not what you know; it's sort of who you know.
So this program, like if you get in, they're not going to use the writing sample to do anything with. The writing sample is just if you get in. So if you get in, it's for veterans. It's 100% free to veterans,
Mhm.
and probably military too, active duty military too. But they give you like 6 weeks of instruction, and then they have professionals who are working in the field.
Mhm.
They mentor. They put you in small groups
Oh,
with
so
other
they give you
people
a
who,
connection. Mhm.
yeah. So, and
Mhm.
with other people who are learning, and with a mentor who wants to do what you want to do. And then you write a screenplay. And then at the end, they have like a showcase, and they bring in the Hollywood execs, and you get to schlep
Oh,
your script that you just spent 8 months
yay.
writing to the Hollywood execs.
Okay.
Nice. That would be
Wow, that's fabulous.
I know.
Because to get it in front of industry people is what you need, and that's the hardest thing. to do. So good. And so you said it's 6 weeks, but then you said 8 months. So then do you go home and continue to write, or what do you do?
Oh, the instruction is 6 weeks, and then after that you go into your mentor groups.
Okay.
And then you meet with your mentor groups like once a week or maybe twice a week at the beginning, and then once a week later on,
This sounds like a fabulous program. So great.
It is. It's
wonderful.
Put on by the Writers Guild the Writers Guild Foundation up in LA.
That's fantastic. What else? I think that's what's coming. Tell me your digits, what I call them. How to find you guys. We have Pamela without a plan.
Right.
Carol, do you have a YouTube channel?
I do, but it's just videos. It's Carol Johnson Comedy. But subscribe to both, because that's how we get other jobs, is because we've got to have followers.
Exactly. I know. That's why I have this team of people who are developing me, and now they're going to release, I don't know how many clips for my special and all that stuff. I finally have something to show to apply to places. Okay. And then you guys are on Instagram, right?
Yes. Well, I'm at Carol Johnson Comedy.
Okay.
Pamela Wardrop Comedy.
Okay.
And Silver Sister Comedy.
I love it when you say that together. Why am I so pleased by that?
We didn't even practice that. It's just
natural talent.
We were sisters in a past life, I'm sure.
I think so. And today they showed up both with bright pink on. And when we did the Silver Sisters and Misters, I wish I had gotten a picture. I have a big yellow fake fur coat I had on, and I think Pam had on a green coat, and Carol, you had on a pink coat. Would that be right? Yes. Or do I have that reversed?
Well, it's probably reversed.
Okay. I had on the pink coat and she had on the green coat.
All right, I'm slipping. I used to be able to tell you what everyone in the room wore when I left. Not at 70. And okay, I wanted to get a picture of us because we look like, I don't know, those dots that are on paper that people eat. We were those colors.
Well, we will do it again. We will make sure we do that, because you always dress fabulously, Brian.
Thank you. My friend has a book coming out about getting dressed for the day, which I will promote when it's out in May. It comes out, and it's all about, when I get up every day, I decide sometimes I have something I have to do. But if I don't, who do I want to dress like today? I'm my own character. And I'm always putting on, I go to the store and people say to me, "Oh, I love your outfit. Oh, I love your glasses." And my husband, when we go out to dinner or something, he knows when we first go in the restaurant, someone's always going to stop me and give me a compliment. And when I say to him, I dress for other women. I don't dress for men. I don't care what they will do. That make a difference, because women notice these things. Anyway, all right. Well, guys, we're going to close up the podcast. I can't thank you enough, you dolls. You are
Thank you for having
adorable.
us.
Oh, I'm thrilled, and I'm thrilled that you're doing these shows and promoting these shows and making your own space. And let's see I want to tell people to subscribe to Suzi Chicago, follow all of us, subscribe to Pam Without a Plan. I still love that in Carol Johnson Comedy. All right, I want to thank my guests today, Pamela Wardrop and Carol Johnson, for being on the podcast.
Thanks for having us,
ladies. Subscribe, follow, and we'll see you next time on Suzi's Chicago Podcast.